Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 14 of The Greatest Adventure, presented by Legends on Paper. Last session, essentially Hildy was knocked unconscious as Commander Pritchard fell over her defensively, and all went dark. As time passes, uncertain how much, Hildy finally awakens. The rain is a drizzle, and the scant first rays of dawn begin to light up the clouds above. Sitting next to you is Commander Pritchard. He's bloodied and battered, yet he manages an exhausted smile. Arothian kneels next to you, pulling his still glowing hands away as the light diminishes. A female druid stands just behind him, staring down at you curiously. Beyond them, there are temple knights and druids that are dragging away the bodies of the undead and the townsfolk as well, citizen soldiers who fought valiantly to defend Remy, burning the undead, the awful stink of their rotted corpses, and the flesh of your comrades hangs in the air. Dorothian offers Hildy some water, while the other druid turns and calls out, "She's awake." What do you do, Hildy?
Oh, thank you, dear. I'm going to drink this water greedily.
Dorothian watches you closely for a moment. Then he turns and looks up at the female druid. "This is Kiva. She has been assigned to look after you. It may take some time for all of your wounds to heal. I haven't killed you completely, and you need rest, as you'll probably be quite exhausted for a while. Akiva here will make sure that you're cared for."
I don't know if we'll have time to rest. These may be back.
Moments later, an odd pair approaches. A dark-skinned druid and an older, distinguished-looking temple knight. Immediately, Commander Pritchard begins to struggle to stand up, his wounds keeping him from...
Oh, just sit, you big old.
Lord Commander approaches, and you see him with a quick salute as he does manage to get to his knees. Sit. Don't bother yourself. You've done quite well today. All of you have. This is the 12th day. I see. You're glowing one. He's looking straight at you.
That's me.
Wow, you've done quite a service to this village. Your leadership.
I have a large bump on my head.
Well, you came out rather unscathed compared to your comrades. I'm afraid you all perished along with several hundred of our valiant citizen soldiers defending the city.
I saw my poor Jolo.
We're doing our best to recover them. This, I'd like you to meet a savior of ours. It's an elder druid. I would speak myself, if you don't mind. And the dark-skinned, lean, tall figure is you're not used to seeing in the Western Kingdoms people with this dark of a skin. You know them from being very, very predominant in the kingdom south of the Great Sea. They have fantastic cities in the south. They have some of them are from the plains, and they live in a traditional tribal manner. Some of them are sailors and traders to an extent, but this fellow looks far more tribal in nature. The druid, obviously a druid, just by the clothing that he's wearing, the facial tattoos, but unlike any that you've ever seen. Simple traveler's clothes that don't quite look natural on him, and a cloak that's adorned with numerous feathers and bones and leaves that hang from leather thongs. Noteworthy above anything else, and you see it, of course, on all the druids, Kiva as well as Erothian, is the stone the rounded stone with the hole in the center. And the colors of this stone that seem to shift between the colors of the rainbow. My name is Kulani. And Lord Dormont, this king that never was, he is requesting one of those who came to defile his tomb. I have left him alive for this purpose, if you care to speak with him.
Oh, I've got some things to say to him, all right.
But
Help me up.
curious.
Yeah.
So right now you're basically healed to your max hit points,
Okay.
but you are under 2 levels of exhaustion. Yeah, so just keep that in mind if anything untoward were to go down.
I'll use Pritchard's shoulder to help me up.
Okay. Commander Pritchard is doing his best to hold you up and hold himself up as well, as a couple of other Temple Knights come over and quickly take each side of you to help you follow Erolthian and Kulani. As you move off from the side of the temple of Suna where you were lying, you see, not far in the distance, what appears to be a megalith that has erupted from the ground and then toppled over, but it seems to levitate less than a foot off the ground. Underneath, you can see a shimmering form, and as you get closer to this form, you can see just the top shoulders and head of Lord Dormont sticking out from under, trapped under the weight of this huge megalith.
That's good for him.
Kiva's walking up next to you and takes your arm as the Temple Knight who was assisting you moves off. And at this time, I would like Kiva to describe her character.
So Kiva is probably a 6 foot tall woman with long auburn hair, piercing blue eyes, who is built like a truck. And she's wearing rather long fur armor and has some fur gauntlets that she has. She reaches down, grabs your arm, and lifts you over her shoulder with no effort.
I don't need to be carried, dear, but you're very attractive. You can carry me a little.
About how tall is Kiva?
That's 6 feet.
Okay,
She's
so
tall.
yeah. Still, Hildy is a few inches taller, though much more narrow.
Little
Slightly.
leaner.
Yes. So to assist her walking is effortless on your part.
Be careful with that one under there.
As you get closer to where Lord Dormont is trapped, it seems almost odd that this ghostly figure would be trapped under this huge stone megalith. As when you were in the dolmen, and that clade where the dolmen stood, and you dealt with the ghostly figures, they were actually moving through the stones. This one is not. It's odd that he would be just somehow trapped under this heavy weight. And it just kind of passes through your mind quickly as you walk up to him. Lord Commander Methos looks over at Commander Pritchard. I think we'll leave it to the druids to sort this out. We have undead to track down. I would like to see if we could possibly catch up with them and slaughter them before they crawl back into their holes. I don't want to dig up the hole of the Dormonts after them. So if you wouldn't mind, Commander, if you could help me get our units together, and hopefully we can get you enough healing to get you back in the saddle. Well, you know, I'm a infantry commander, sir. I've seen you ride, and you ride quite well. And quite frankly, after what you've accomplished here today, you may be in line for my succession as I plan to retire pretty soon. This just kind of echoes off as the two of them depart. Kulani and Kiva and Hildy heading over to Lord Dormont trapped under the megalith.
Should we poke him with a stick?
He's lying there, just kind of looking up as you approach, looking quite physical, and his eyes are kind of glazed over. Still has that spectral nature to him that hasn't changed at all, but less fierce, almost as if he'd just given up.
I'm here.
His eyes shift over, and he struggles to, it's almost like taking a breath. And in his forlorn voice, done. At last shall I take my final rest. Are you the one that holds the last of my essence? I must see it.
Yes, I am.
There. In that small vial is all that is left of who I was. Even more than what I am now. Keep it safe.
You were a bad person.
It's almost like he's not interacting at all or reacting at all to anything that you're saying, as if it's a message that he just has to get out to you. You carry the last drops of the rightful king of Lioness, stolen from me, the king that never was. You hear disdain in his voice. And if you survive long enough to find the radiant crown, you will know the truth. For there is no other power in this world like it. Pure and good it is, as I once was. This world, his words just kind of trail away. And then it's like he has a lucid moment for a second. Curious that you would go so far to take it, when there was one so much closer that might have easily given it to you, really. And then, whoop, the megalith falls a few inches between him and the ground, and you watch as his essence just disappears into oblivion. Kalani, damn it.
I hope that hurt.
Shimshine, he does not feel pain, I don't believe. But he is gone from this world. Hopefully none will find a way to bring him back. I'm curious about this vial of essence that you carry. Is it blood or something of him?
It's blood.
And this radiant crown that he speaks of?
I have no idea what he's talking about, but I've had to deal with a lot of things, so I'll figure this out. But that thing down there killed my friends.
You seem wise. I have only met few of the Twatade, and the ones that I have met seem very wise, though not quite as old as, or as wizened as you appear to be, I should say. You remind me of a shaman that was like my mother back in my village, before I knew the capabilities that I have today, that I've developed now, so long ago it seems. He looks like he's probably in his 40s. This kind of gray hair.
Well, my sister was a shaman and a healer, so I remind you of one, I'm happy.
Perhaps you should accompany me to the Druid's Enclave in the Matu. I am certain the elders can show you the right path to find the answers you seek. And he looks over you and just kind of gives you a nod. Elder Madoc, no doubt, would like to learn more about this essence of the blood of this creature that we have destroyed in the Radiant Crown.
Well, it wasn't fun. But I'll tell him.
Okay. Perhaps we should get some rest first. I have some things that I must prepare, as I have used quite a bit of my ability in subduing the Shemshine and preparing him, keeping him alive long enough to speak with you. So I shall return in a couple of hours, and perhaps we shall be able to travel quickly and easily to the Enclave.
I'm going to be taking a nap in Rolo's Tavern if it's not burned down.
Yes.
It's a mess.
No, it is quite intact. And your friend Rolo, he is undergoing some rehabilitation in the tavern as well. He was asking about you. Okay.
Kiva, what's your name?
Hi.
There's a tavern. It's got good beer and good food, but it's got a bed for me. So help me walk.
Well, I've been assigned to you, so might as well. We've been through a bit of a trial, and, well, the day after is never easy. Help you along.
I think it's still the day of. I don't remember days very much.
So it is dawn is now quickly starting to brighten up the sky, as you get the impression based on the fact that you're still walking over bodies as you head to the tavern. Kalani has moved off, going his way, and you can hear the Lord Commander Methos bellowing in the distance as he gathers his cavalry, the light and the heavy, around him, forming into units, preparing to go after the undead that escaped back into the forest. The druids are still, of course, taking care of the bodies, those that are still living and not, but it looks like their job is going to be, I mean, there's hundreds of bodies, so it's probably going to be a good day or two worth of just a terrible ordeal before it's done.
I'm not much of a healer, so,
Well, you can't heal most of their day.
well, you're taking on up. I'll likely be helping with that.
But you should know this town will stink very badly in a day or two.
This is something I knew.
Good.
Okay, we'll head for the tavern.
So as you're heading down toward the tavern down the main boulevard, stepping over the bodies, noting that, you know, those of the undead are mostly intact, whereas many of the, until recently living townsfolk that were, you know, gathered for the defense, literally been ripped apart pieces. There's, you know, a head over here, an arm over here, a leg, a foot, an arm. You see that they have been, some of them have actually been gnawed through, as if consumed as they were killed in the battle. As you already know, the most of the children and the elderly and the folk that were unable to take up arms were evacuated by Jacletta. They have not returned. So there's not a lot of wailing or concern over the dead outside of just clearing them out and, you know, cleaning up the town. One interesting thing that you note as you get closer to the tavern is a centaur, just quietly, carefully moving through the sea of dead and undead, up the street on the other side, and kind of a blank look on his face as he just kind of looks at the carnage all around, noticing the two of you.
Did that centaur from the arena?
No. Someone you've seen before. Coming the other direction, and so you're probably going to meet at about the tavern area when you come close to each other, and as you get closer, his eyes shift to you and just stare.
Be careful. These things are vicious.
I'm not sure how vicious this one is. Look how tiny it is.
So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Dick here.
So, as Kiva was kind enough to point out, he's very small for a centaur. He's only standing about 6 feet high, which way below average. He has black hair that falls in front of his face a bit, doesn't look very kempt. He's wearing tight leather armor, and around his hooves he has really well engraved leather, I don't want to say booties.
Well, they're essentially boots that go over hooves.
Yeah.
So
Boots that seem to be designed to go over his hooves, and you notice there's not much of a clopping sound as he's walking. His horse half of his body is very dark gray. And, on his arms and neckline, there are these tribal tattoos that, at first they seem to move, but you focus on their stationary.
Greetings, Sister Druid, and you are Hildegard the 12th of Day, yes?
Yes? Who are you?
My name is Dakir of Clan Onagate. I've been seeking you and your friends for some time.
Well, I don't have any friends left. Kiva might be my friend. Are you nice?
I'm nice enough if I need to be.
Alright, she can be my friend.
I don't understand. What do you mean? The Sylvan Elf you're traveling with, the humans and the Atlantean.
Oh. Well, the Atlantean, I don't know. I think he's probably dead, but he might have deserted us in the battle. I didn't see where he went. One of the humans got ripped to pieces, and I loved him, so I'm very sad about that. And don't talk about him, because then I'll get more sad. But when I get sad, sometimes I get mad and I bite people. I'm not supposed to bite, but sometimes I do. The other human and the Sylvan, they left in the middle of the night because the human made the Sylvan keep a promise because the Sylvan made the human do a thing. And now I don't have any friends left except Kiva. Do you want to be my friend? I don't like centaurs, but you're small enough that I could probably kill you. I might like you.
That is all very unfortunate. I've heard you and your party were possessing great power. You
Well-
stepped over one of the wolves that you slaughtered on the way here. It was a bit of a landmark.
Well, Jolo killed him.
I see.
Jolo the troll slayer. He was very, very strong before he was pink. Or he was pink before he was a troll slayer. I don't remember, but he's dead now. Can you kill a troll?
Yeah, I've never tried.
Alright, you can come with us. We're going to nap now.
What of your quests? I witnessed you and your friends at the arena. Are you still aiming to...
To save the queen? I don't know. I don't know if the queen can even be saved anymore. But we got the blood for the fat man, so you don't know anything about that because that was in a secret.
Batman?
He's a vicious crime lord that was gonna kill us in our sleep.
Seems to be a lot more at play than I was aware of.
There usually is. Come on, we're going to drink and sleep now. Probably in that order.
Frankly, I'm not much for, the who's who and the what's what and the why's why. I just like a good fight, and, well, seems like a good place to be for it.
Well, if you hang around with me, there's definitely gonna be fighting.
Really?
Don't you worry.
The carnage.
When things go wrong, I'm not the one who died.
Don't kill Rolla. I like him.
Always
the doors are open. You can hear the soft music. It's coming from inside. Something not too quick. It's just kind of a not mournful, but just kind of calming and relaxing music is being played. As you walk in, you see it's quite filled with people. Mostly the injured, those that have survived. Some you recognize from your unit that hail you as soon as you come in. Others you recognize from the units of your friends that seem dejected and just sitting together talking, but also as you come in they nod and wave. And then there's Rolo. who's being attended by his daughter, Marion, as he is behind the bar. It looks like he's had some severe injuries. He has a few more scars. It looks like he's been healed. And his arm is kind of trussed up a bit. And he's trying to serve drinks with the one, still doing his level best to keep the tavern going. Immediately as he sees you, there she is. I knew she would make it. Never doubted. Oh, so good to see you, Hildy. And he runs over and gives you a big hug with one arm.
You look a bit worse for wear, Rollo.
I've been, but now that you're here, I'm feeling so much better.
Well, I'll put an end to that now and tell you I'm the only one.
That is sad news. I'm sorry to hear that.
But I have new friends. This is Kiva. She likes to
Kiva?
fight. And this is a centaur. I don't know what he does, but horse, so if you have oats or carrots, he would probably appreciate it.
I'm sure that he would be fine with the regular fare. It's very good to meet you soon.
I need a bed.
And one will be prepared for you right away, Hildy.
Yeah, we should discuss what your plans are now. It seems that your journey was rather important.
Oh. Yes, we should discuss my plans.
You have plans.
Yes.
Would you like a room? We have a private room you can sit in, and then when you're ready, just let me know, and I'll give you the key to the bedchamber.
Yes, we should have a private room and you should tell me all about what you're doing. Horse.
He calls over Marion, and Marion leads you through a door. It's a small room with a table, 4 chairs, and which you don't need.
Hildy cocks her head.
Move the chair and walk up to the table.
Yeah, this is curious. So Centaur, does he sit, or I guess they're just comfortable standing all the time?
And human beds.
But certainly easy enough for you all to fit in. And then Rollo leaves you, and Marion returns with drinks and a little bit of food to help you, some stew and so forth, to help regain your strength, and then you're left alone in private to talk.
The druid was sent to help me because, frankly, I got a little beat up. But why are you following us?
Well, like I said, I've witnessed the events of the arena. I'd rather not get into specifics, but I've been seeking a bit of redemption for myself, I suppose, and I thought that cause was as good as any.
Well, I was just with 4 lovely people who all had redemptive arcs, apparently, and they all died for their trouble. So,
There are scarier things than death, but I haven't heard anything.
like being eaten by undead while you're still alive, that would be horribly scary.
I agree.
Or a bird
Would be.
flying into your mouth and trying to wiggle its way down your throat to live in your stomach. That would be scary too.
I can tell you're dealing with a bit of trauma.
It was a bad day.
Certainly seems so. So have you two been together long? I haven't heard any of
Years.
your exploits.
I'm from a bit across the aisle. Spending some time with the Vika Isles with the Bjorn clan. And, well, circumstances being what they are, I had a bit of trouble there, so I've been coming over here. And, well, I came right in time for the battle, so I know very little of what's going on here.
I'm a bit late for the battle, you seem. Sorry about that.
Well, you probably wouldn't have made much of a difference. There were a
No,
lot
I
of
certainly
them.
wouldn't. I didn't have a circle at my side or an army at my back.
Well,
I can tell you this. When I'm in front of you, none of you are coming to harm. You hear me?
I like that plan.
I do as well.
Okay, so there's a very bad man who was going to kill everybody's family, and he told us to bring him the blood of the king that never was. So we got the blood from the king that never was. He mentioned a carafe, but I only got this much. I had some in a water skin, but I don't know where that went. But I have this much left.
This is tied to the queen's disappearance.
No, I think it's something entirely different.
I see. Seems your journey has taken a bit of a deviation.
Well, saving the queen wasn't going to keep my family from being killed. But my family is already dead. So, really, I was just kind of curious. I'm looking for something, but I don't know what it is yet.
Seems we have something in common.
Are you looking for something, Kiva?
I'm looking for answers for a rather tragic thing.
Is this going to make me sad again?
Well, it might, so...
I don't like being sad, Kiva.
I don't either. I'd rather be angry, frankly.
Okay, so... First thing, I want to bring this blood back to the fat man. Because otherwise my friends will have died for no reason. Then, if you want to save the queen, I don't know if she's still savable. I think the demons have probably eaten her by now. It's been a while. You can fight the demon, and you'll save the queen, and I'll see if I find something along the way.
To be frank,
Is that your name, Frank? I'll call you Frank.
Again, I am the hero of the clan Arcade.
The cure of the clan Arcade.
Honor Gate.
Honor Gate.
Dicker of Honorgate.
The cure.
No, I think I said it right.
You were mistaken. Frankly, I could tell that. I've been walking in circles so long in my quest, I thought following you might be my best chance at redeeming myself in the eyes of certain gods.
Walking in circles, I guess. One of those spooky loose.
You both seem to take things rather literally. Is that a trait of your respective races?
No, I just do it because I'm annoying and old, and I can get away with it at my age.
I'd like starting fights. Literally things seem to do it.
I'm not quick to anger, so I'm afraid you've chosen a poor target if that was your intention.
Now we have to make more fun of him, Kiva. I like you. You can come with us.
I appreciate that. I'm sorry for any bad encounters you've had with centaurs in the past.
Only one. I defeated him.
And that painted your idea of the entire species.
Well, he said he was going to kill me, and then I asked if I killed him first if I could eat him, but he didn't like that.
Suppose if it's worth the day, they might have the same idea for your race as well.
I didn't threaten him, I merely asked if I killed him if I could eat him.
I'm told we're quite gamey.
He tries to smile at that.
Elves are the worst.
It's great. As the time passes, if you want to try and get a short rest or even a long rest,
Hildy would like to take a long rest.
okay. And then the rest of you just hang out in the tavern, or would you want to do something different?
If Hildy is like, sleeping and staying put, yeah, if you are staying where you are,
Putting the old lady away.
Stand guard.
if the old woman is staying in the home, then I'll be out helping with the druids with the cleaning and the caretaking of the dead.
And by the way, Kiva was part of the Druid assault. You know, so she would have been very much involved in the battle. In her
Notice
way.
I look fine.
Yeah, but but came through it unscathed. And for Dickare.
He's gonna. Are there any stragglers of the undead like milling about in the outskirts?
No. They would have already. Well, you would have seen that they would have been pushed back, and then once Lord Dormont was subdued, it seemed that his control over them ended, whether by his choice or not. Sure, but they immediately fled back into the forest, back toward the Dormonts, in the opposite direction of where you were. So they would have been out into the forest, and that's why Commander Pritchard and Lord Commander Methos have been preparing their units to go after them before they get back to the ancient battlefield and dig themselves back or crawl back into their holes. So you would have to actually go a fair distance if you wanted to get involved with that.
So he'll just kind of awkwardly mill about throughout the town and try to help where he is, but he's clearly uncomfortable being the only one of his kind there. So he's just sort of like goes to ask somebody to help him.
Well, you seem to get a lot of respect from the druids. You seem as a Sylvan, they seem to respect you. Nobody is giving you the evil eye. The citizens that are alive
Most
and
of them
healthy.
respect him.
I'm not a respectful sort.
I can tell.
There's lots of things to do. They have, if you're willing to help them, you carry some of the injured, that sort of thing, move people, and throw them on pyres and that sort of thing. To burn the undead and the deceased. There's lots of ways that you can help.
He'll probably associate more with the druids and see what he can do to aid them.
Okay, all right.
One of Hildy's Day abilities is her sustaining focus.
Yes.
So she is going to meditate for her long rest, which will remove 2 levels of exhaustion.
Okay, all right. So long rest. You're gonna go for full 8 hours.
I'm going to try, yeah.
All right. Realizing how exhausted you are, you probably would hear your door creak open once, and you see the dark form of Kulani just kind of look in, and then he just retracts back. Clearly, he's realizing that you really need your rest, and he's not going to interrupt you. And unless you guys want to do anything over that 8-hour period that Hildy's resting,
I'll approach Kiva at some point
Okay.
while I'm helping the druids.
So, I feel as though I've offended you in some way.
It's not you. I've been having a bit of a rough go of it. It's been long now.
So, the other guards seemed a bit disheveled and not sure what our plan was. Would you know more?
All I know is that I've been asked by the local druid here to help look after her, take care of her.
What end?
I didn't really ask. I'm not one to ask questions, really.
It's fair. It's just,
When I ask things, usually people think that I'm trying to be surly and rude, and I'm just not charming. So I just stop asking questions.
deliberately.
I did, yeah.
I would say that intentionally, certainly.
I've adapted.
It's fair.
Thanks.
Well, I've got nothing but respect for the druids. In any circle, really, I've never met a druid that I didn't like.
Well,
But I've definitely been told I'm not charming myself, so I can...
I don't fit in much with druids, or peace and nature and love and harmony. And
I think you chose the wrong profession.
I love the wilds. I love the nature. I love the world, but oh God, do I love a fucking fight. And well, there's a reason I've been with the Nika across the channel. And that's because, well, they're the only ones who really get into it, so.
Well, I suppose that lays bare your specialty. I tend to involve myself more with guerrilla tactics. I stop shadows, strike, and then run.
I know you're going to ask about gorillas, aren't you?
I'm more curious about you being stealthy, because you're part horse, part man. Neither of those are quiet.
I tend to do better in nature than but I can demonstrate if you'd like.
Yes.
Over there.
For himself, yeah.
Got a 9.
Go away.
Is that with your bonuses?
+7.
No, wow.
I
Okay.
rolled a 2.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Oh, so yes, that was with.
Okay, so a little tripping up, and
You see me?
you're stumbling over the bodies that are still on the ground. You're slipping in some of the blood.
Do you want me to answer that question?
I'm not great in environments. Still need some practice.
I'm not much for tight corners.
I love it.
Want me to show you what I can do?
Sure. Worse. I'm just nervous.
You know, this feels like a bad idea. If I show you what I can do, I'm not sure you'd be okay.
I assure you that I've seen many bad things, and anything you can do,
That's not why.
He steps back a few paces.
All right. I'd like to wild shape.
Okay.
You see a bear. You see her shapeshift into a bear, something that you've seen a lot of. You're around druids. And then you see her get angry. And you see the bear start to glow with a faint, eerie, greenish glow around the edges. As
I've changed my mind.
as she starts to go into a rage, but as you say that, she regains a bit of clarity and shrinks back down.
Now, Kiva has a few tattoos, right?
Just a few, but like she keeps them like minimal. She wasn't like in training or with the Druid Enclave long enough to get a lot.
Right. So, yeah, she's still a young druid, so there's more to come. But,
Oh no, frankly, most of them were like Vika,
yeah. So, do those also translate physically onto the bear?
not onto the bear, but when she rages, you see things.
Right. But I'm just saying, if you wanted that, as part of the flavor of it, it's up to you.
Oh no.
If you wanted that. If not, it's,
As a regular bear, she's a regular bear, but when she rages, you see the tattoos
Right.
almost like
Okay.
limed in light.
Okay, cool.
I see what you mean. You're a very angry druid.
I've had practice. I've spent a little bit of time as a lady, and let me tell you, nothing is as enraging as being a lady,
Is it because of the pockets?
because you have to bite your tongue.
I understand that what the lady wants as well.
Gives the awkward smile on me.
That was a joke.
What? Is that a... Oh,
Not very charming.
thank you for clarifying.
Well, it is a pleasure to meet you, Kiva. What circle do you belong to?
I've been spending... I was with the Luna. Circle of Luna.
Good to know.
The Moon Watchers.
And you of course, are familiar with the Iru and Neve and Asuna and Luna. Luna is one of the smaller circles of druids, but very well respected, obviously, and they all work together very closely.
Neve is the largest, I'm guessing.
Sorry?
Neve is the largest group.
Among the Sylvan, but among the humans, and Iru and Lioness and the rest of Western Kingdoms, Suna would be a little bit larger than Iru.
Well, I better go keep an eye on Hildegard. Whatever we do next seems to rely on her.
Well, I'm hoping you're a bit better at spotting than you are at hiding. And Boyd'll get back to helping with this cleanup.
Once we get out of an urban environment, I think I'll prepare myself a bit more. It's cramped and unnatural here.
You are a horse in a city.
Centaur.
Centaur.
We we can call each other horses, but we would have mixed a bit of conceit. I've forgiven you twice now, I'm just trying to.
We'll try
If you
to
meet anyone else, don't call them horse.
we'll try to remember that.
And never try to ride a centaur. You seem like the type that would try.
We'll only ride for one man, and you are not him.
I'm gonna go check on the cottage.
Well, I thought we were going to fade to black there for a moment.
Yeah.
As Kiva wins the argument.
You can have it.
So finally, as the morning turns into afternoon, and the late afternoon, Hilda, you come to consciousness, you're restful, you complete your long rest, and the two of you find your way back to the tavern by the end of the day. And there's a lot of movement in the tavern as many come and go, finally starting to return to their homes. Late that evening, the refugees that Gicletta had taken out of the village the day before they come back. And it's quite riotous in the evening for a while as the family members that find their loved ones among the dead are dealing with that, as well as the ones that are happily reuniting with those who survived. In the tavern itself, there seems to be a strange dichotomy of sorrow and celebration is taking place. Some of the temple knights have remained, while the others are long gone during the day to chase after the undead, and they have not returned. And you probably don't expect them to return anytime real soon until they finish their mission. But a lot of the druids, obviously, are still there. And Kulani, he comes in late that afternoon, knowing that Hildy should be quite rested, and waits with you in the tavern for Hildy to come down from her room. So Kulani takes a look at the three of you around the table. So how soon would you be ready to go? Are you prepared to leave now?
Well, did my horse get eaten?
I do not know about your horse.
Oh, hope it didn't. I liked it. You would like her. She's very nice. But don't do,
If you would like to retrieve it, please do so. And
Well,
I'm trying very hard to be offended with you.
we have a long ways to go. Did you want us to go somewhere else?
I'm going to take you very quickly to the Enclave. We will not be traveling there on foot or hoof. Well, not entirely. He looks over at you and it's kind of...
His jaw is just tightening the whole time he's talking as he just stares into space.
He kind of reddens a bit. This obviously wasn't a shot. So if you would like to take your horse, would be the time. We may not be back this way for... I don't know what your path may take you.
Why are we going to the Enclave?
I am recommending that you go, so that you can meet with the elders and tell them your story. Perhaps they can help you.
Mm-hmm.
You have something very curious about this Shimshine, this blood of the king that never was, and the crown that he mentioned.
The Radiant Crown.
That is the one. There are stories about this in our lore, that perhaps we can guide you on the right path.
Mm.
Of course, you are welcome to go along or not. It is up to you.
That would probably help us. And I do like the idea of wearing a crown, but I'm not supposed to do that anymore. After what happened last time. Okay. Let me see if my horse is outside.
They would have been stabled.
Hildy will go look in the stable, see if her horse is there.
Rollo will send a boy out quickly to retrieve your horses. Well, you'll be leaving us then, Hildy.
I guess I have to go to the Enclave with this druid.
Well, there are worse places to go.
Well, I'll come back, Rollo. I like you.
I like you as well, and I hope that you will return someday. Under better circumstances, perhaps.
You can have Styx's No, he probably took his. You can have Nilus's horse, Rolo.
We will certainly keep it for safekeeping. In case your
Well, he's
friend...
dead, so you can have it.
Very well then.
You can have Jolo's horse. It's a very nice horse. Its name is Goldie. Don't listen to what it tells you.
The stable boy goes out and retrieves your horse, and the horse that was until recently Jolo's. And they're, of course, kept outside. The boy comes in, and you all find yourself out in the night air. And it's still, you can see the funeral, or what you would call funeral pyres, basically, just outside the village. All around, the smoke climbing into the air, darkening the already, against the dark sky, blocking out some of the stars. It's no longer raining. It hasn't been since you've awoken. It looks like a very clear night. All right, we're going to take a quick break and be back in just a few minutes. right, thank you. We're back and ready to get back into our story now as we continue. And we will go out just to the perimeter of the city where we have a little bit of space. And from there, I will create a portal. And we shall go very quickly this evening to the Enclave.
Well, all right.
This is part of your enclave as well. Maybe you belong to.
Well, not mine per se, but I've been there a time or two.
Can we have a moment?
As you like, I will meet you just to the west here as I prepare the circle for the portal that will take us.
All right.
And he moves on.
Know much about your allegiances, Hildy. You mentioned you were getting that vial for your fat man. Do you
Well, yes. Now I have it.
think that visiting the Druid Enclave and possibly having them take it would conflict with that?
Well,
I'm just trying to get an idea of...
first of all, I probably won't let them take it unless they have a very good reason. But second of all, they did come in and kind of save us all. So I feel like I owe them something.
It's fair. It's just I know you're still in a bit of a state, so I was trying to make sure.
I'm frequently in a bit of a state. I should tell you about the geese fucking. Well, it's really ducks fucking.
Do you have any insight on
But
what the Druid's intentions can be?
I think they want to help.
Druid's helpful by nature.
I know that from experience, but I meant more with the vials, so...
I doubt that they'd want to take it from us. I think they see you on a quest and they want you to see it through.
For what it's worth, I was sort of almost dead under a giant man wearing armor. They probably could have taken it if they wanted it.
That's fair. I just wanted to make sure we have a clear idea of what we're doing.
How about this? If they try to take it against our permission, we'll make her kill them.
I'm not going to kill my essentially adopted family.
Well, if you have to, it will be very sad.
No, never knowingly harm a Druid without very good reason.
Right, like if they tried to steal from you.
Even then, killing seems a bit harsh.
What of fondling?
Excuse me.
Sometimes druids fondle.
So long as everyone's
He just
alright.
goes as a thought. Like he's questioning
We're
everything
gonna
that's
start
going on
heading
in this moment.
We're gonna start heading to the west.
Right. And there you see what looks like a glowing pattern of symbols that are on the ground. And as you draw closer with your horses and Kulani, you hear the strange words. Kiba, you would recognize, that this is part of the you've probably seen it happen before. Although you may not be capable of doing it yourself now, it may not be completely unfamiliar to you. As Kulani begins the process of creating this portal. And within just a few seconds, as you get close, you see the symbols lift up and an archway appears. And you see this just not quite smoky, but more of a glowing mist that appears within this arch of symbols, glowing symbols that extends from the ground large enough for any one of you on a horse or a horse that's one of you
I knew it was
to pass through. It's just so cool to have
We're
a
gonna get
centaur
like
in the
6
party.
sessions in and still going strong.
Yeah.
How's that holding up your temper
My tip.
with all the horse jokes?
Fine. Try to refrain from any bear jokes with you.
I fucking dare ya.
Better yourselves. Once
Is
the
it
door
going to
appears,
hurt?
it should not hurt at all.
Oh, good.
His eyes roll back in his head, leaving these white orbs that glow eerily with a green luminescence. And you watch as the symbols in this glowing mist begins to transform into a mystical-looking tree. a spectral tree, and a door appears from this glowing mist in the tree itself, and begins to open from within. And again, it's large enough for any of you to get through with the horse. And he stands back from it, allowing you to get by. Go now, he commands.
I don't like this. Come on, horse.
Go through.
Okay.
Stop calling.
Her horse. And horse.
I'm already through.
Okay, so you guys are moving through.
To go through.
Okay.
Well, that's good because you're a horse. You know,
It feels, you feel very unusual, a little bit nauseated at first as you go through. It feels very cold, and then the temperature just kind of very, very quickly regulates, and you feel normal again. But kind of a strange, if you could call it a sparkly feeling as you go through. You feel your atoms just kind of like, the smallest parts of you almost combusting and then creating, re-emerging again together, and then you're in this dark plateau.
Oh my god, where's my TV?
Never get used to that.
And you can see what looks like mountains in the distance, at a great
Why do that
distance.
by choice?
But as far as the area around you, it's almost like a moonscape, just bland and featureless. But there appears to be shadows moving around you. And you hear this. And then you see glowing eyes on one side, glowing eyes on another. Roll perdition.
Shit.
I don't want to do
This is not like
Fuck.
the Isle of Hades.
Let's get a different set.
We decided to let them go first.
Yeah, I got a sexy 10.
Right. Okay, so I'm
also
going to.
Put a horse next to me. I don't think I'm riding.
Yeah, you guys are just walking with your horses. It would be awkward to actually literally ride the horse through. So go ahead and put yourselves in your marching order.
I'd like to be at the front.
Alrighty.
And there's the two horses that are with you.
It's also so large.
You said you were in the front.
Here you go. I'm in the rear.
Yeah, you are. And our squishy's in the middle.
I don't know that. Use the word squishy.
No, you're squishy.
How many hits can you take?
One.
Yeah, you're squishy.
One good one.
Without missing a beat.
Or two little ones.
I can't take much of a hit,
Three, but I'm a rogue.
but my job right, I shouldn't be hit at all.
Okay, anybody 20 or over? Anybody?
Our high were 2 10s.
Yeah.
Okay, who had the two 10s?
Us.
Who has the higher dexterity?
Me.
Okay, so Hildy.
What'd you get, Rogue? 7?
I rolled a 4.
Where's Dice Jail?
Eva.
It's right here, and it's there.
Remember, you have to shame it.
Yeah. No, it's shamed. It's not going to be released from its dark prison for some time.
No, you have to look it in the eye and say shame. Shame.
Oh wow, I can't even get in that shot if I tried. Great.
Okay, so as you're moving through the portal, is this like? It seems unexpected. I guess your expectation was that you were going to immediately show up at the Enclave, but now you're in this strange, like shadow world. And as you pass through, seeing these red eyes and the growls that are coming from each side, quickly.
We don't like pouncing.
Oh, fuck.
They're pouncing.
Not a fan of pouncers.
This is where they begin their pouncing. Let's see.
It looked like some sort of displaced beast creature.
Oh no. And since you guys rolled so shitty, they're going first.
Don't think of it as shitty.
It's an ambush.
Sharing.
It's compassion.
Action. Quickly.
Okay, the first one leaps forward and moves. They got a quick movement speed as they jump forward. The first one, the one on this side, is moving right up on Hildy.
Good.
And then the second one's going to move up on Kiva. So basically, since they're both 1 and 2 coming up on you, boom. And sorry?
Do they have reach?
They have 40 feet of movement, so they can easily be right up on.
Well, I wasn't sure if they would be in the space right next to us. If
Oh yeah, as far as their reach is concerned,
5 foot reach?
they're gonna be 5 feet away. There's gonna be a 5 foot space between them because there's those tentacles that you see whipping around their bodies. They seem to have some reach as they lash out towards you. So the first one going against Hildy.
Doesn't need to do that.
Of course not. With the 2 tentacle attacks, growling savagely, is a 18 on the first strike and a 14 on the second.
Both would hit, but she
Right.
is going to use her reaction to cast Repel,
Okay.
which bumps her AC up by 5, so they don't.
Okay, so some sort of a force field, I guess, would basically reacts around Hildy, and you watch as both tentacles that look like they might have struck her are repelled backwards, and it goes as it loses its tentacles, bouncing back, and then the other two tentacle strikes against Kiva. Oh, that was a big hit.
Great.
Yeah, so 24.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh, and then a nat 1.
That doesn't.
So I don't know how relevant this is on a critical strike, but let's just see what comes up on a critical miss with a tentacle, and if it applies. Yeah, so although the first one lands, the second one just kind of gets out of whack. And as the tentacle drops down over his 6-legged creature, black as night these things are, just kind of melding into the shadows as they come striking forward, literally tripping over it. And it goes prone. But you do have the second strike, or the first strike that does hit. And that's going to do a little bit of damage. Unless you have any way.
No.
8 points.
Oh no.
8 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And you realize that these tentacles have these almost like great big thorns or spiky projections out that are inside the end of the tentacle itself. All right, and so that's it for their initial strike, and it's gonna bring up Hildy.
We've got this, guys. Yay, Neve.
Hildy's going to encourage, which is a buff that affects up to 3 people, so it'll affect us 3. And our next attack and/or save within 1 minute will add a D4
Okay. All right. Is that it for Hildy?
Roll or the damage?
to the attack roll.
That's it for Hildy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kiva, you're next.
So, as a bonus action, I'm going to wild shape
Okay.
into a bear.
All right.
And its claws green or something.
All right, so Kiva wild shapes into a bear. And as a bonus action,
As a bonus action, and then as an action, she is going to strike at the displacer beast twice.
Okay.
She's going to use her action to do multi-attack.
And he's prone.
and he is prone, so you
Yes.
do have advantage.
And your first attack is plus D4.
Can I borrow a d20? Yeah. Or I'll just roll the same one twice. All right. Thank God for advantage. 11 plus 5, 16. Does a 16 hit?
Okay, you rolled with advantage, right?
Yes.
What was your lowest roll?
1.
Okay. So, actually, you have advantage because it's prone, but because of the nature of this creature, you see that its body appears to like shift unnaturally, and it doesn't exactly appear to be in one space. And so the advantage is offset by disadvantage because of that. It's kind of like, it's similar to a blur spell. So it's just a straight roll. So you can just roll again
I am.
as a straight roll.
Okay, I'm great with that. Fate has decreed it.
Wow.
What was it? Oh no!
Maybe those are not great dice.
No, it's a cinematic moment. It decides. So
Yes.
what?
So now roll a d30.
28.
28.
Do I want high?
Oh, man. Actually, it doesn't really matter. He's kind of like,
Yeah, he's got a weird chart over there.
yeah.
I feel bad for you, but I think that's some sort of comic justice.
So I don't know what kind of comments this is going to draw. But as you strike in your bear form, you suddenly feel your stomach cramp up. And the nausea of coming through the portal is like caught up to you. And unfortunately, with the miss, that caused you to kind of, the bear itself, to kind of double over, and your next attack will be at disadvantage.
Okay.
So you have a second attack, right?
I do have a second attack.
So, yeah, so this would be a disadvantage.
Cool. First one was a 9. Second one was a critical hit. So we're going to take that 9.
Okay.
That's a 9 plus 5, a 15.
Yeah, that hits. So,
14.
Yep. So that hits too. So as you strike with one of your great paws at the creature, you notice that it kind of stabilizes for a moment and doesn't seem to be as shifty. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Cool. This was the claw attack. The second one. It's a 1. That's a 6 plus 4. That is 10 slashing damage.
Okay. All right. All right. It just growls at the strike, but still seems strong. Just draw blood. Anything else from Kiva?
Can Kiva say yeah at the horse to get it out of the way?
I mean, the horse itself. Roll a d20 for both your horses.
First one got a 5.
Mine got 10.
Oh, good, because this one
Okay.
keeps rolling 1s. Okay, I'm going to shame this dice.
All right. So both of those horses just bolt into the darkness.
Ooh.
Yeah. So they just boom, off into the darkness.
Ooh.
And there's going to be one opportunity attack against that one.
I'm changing my mind.
Yeah, so you hear the beast strikes out with one of its tentacles at that horse that rushed off toward me, and strikes the back of it, and you watch as it rips through its hide. It screams in terror and then just keeps running. Doesn't kill it, but just rips out a good portion of its hide. As it goes screaming into the darkness. Okay, and that's going to bring in Dick here. Here.
What do you have against horses? Because I've been reading through your first book,
Nothing. I love horses.
and there's some graphic violence against horses.
That's just horses.
3 times.
I know. It's the party.
See what he does to dogs in a second.
10,
Dogs. I love dogs are great.
40. I'm gonna strike at this one. You said the advantage cancels out with the disadvantage, so it's just
Correct. So it's just a straight roll because he's still prone.
roll a 15.
Actually, no. He because he was hit by the bear, he's no longer shifting. So you have your advantage.
Your D4
doesn't change anything.
But you rolled a d4.
plus a D4.
That's alright. I get 20. I don't think I need it.
Oh,
Roll it anyway.
I'll roll it anyway.
natural 20.
Oh, you rolled a nat 20?
No.
Oh,
15.
okay.
I added 5.
Okay, got it. Well, you definitely hit.
Dirty 20, they call that. I'm gonna add my sneak attack to this.
Because I am a friend.
Yeah, the bear. Unless you don't consider the bear a friend, then
We're allies.
I have advantage. I need none of these nicks. Whatever, I'll roll this. That's going to be 6 points of piercing damage from the sneak attack. Another 4 from the same attack, plus 3. So we got 13 total
13.
piercing damage.
okay.
And my eyes darken a bit as I point my other sword at this one. And it hears some deathly, hollow screams emanating its head. It's going to take 1 point of necrotic.
Okay, same one.
A different one.
Oh, the other one, not Hildy.
The
Okay.
other one takes 1.
All right.
And I'm going to move.
Are you disengaging?
Me too. I attacked him and I have the mobility feat, which allows me to
Okay,
do
good.
provoke attack.
Right, got it. Yep. All right, so that's it that's the end of the first round. You hear Kulani calling out in the darkness. Where have you gone? I don't see you. Come through quickly. just echoing from somewhere beyond. And you're not even clear about the source of the direction. And so the one on Hildy is making 2 strikes against her with the tentacles.
Need to.
So we got a 10 and a 19.
Unfortunately, the 19 will hit.
Okay.
We need to be closer to each other. I can't do half my shit.
Okay, so you take 9 points of bludgeoning damage from the sheer force of the blow, and then, yep, you get hit by the projecting, thorn-like talons for 3 points of piercing damage.
Ouch.
As the creature just kind of, you can put it right up to just 5 feet away from Hildy. Yeah, as the creature's just kind of like looking at you hungrily. And then the other one, seeing Dickier drawn away, but the bear, which is about the same size as it is the biggest threat, so he's going to attack it. So it's going to attempt to hit you with its tentacles.
Oh, how do we do AC? Is it like, do we take the natural armor of the bear, or do we... Oh, wait, never mind. Like, his barbarian features. How do we do AC?
Right, so the bear can take the natural features of the character. Mm-hmm. So I think the way it works with Wild Shape, it's the multi-class thing is what kind of goofs things up a little. I believe you take the natural AC of the bear and then add whatever armor bonuses that you get, or not having armor bonuses that you get. Mm-hmm. Is that how you read it? I was looking at that, and it could be kind of read.
I took it as, like, you take the base 10, and then you add the modifiers from...
For the non-armor bonus or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, let's do that for now.
Okay. Cool.
Because I still need to get some clarification on that. Wow.
The one on her stand up.
Okay, so a 25.
Yeah, that hits.
And then a nat 1. So let's see what happens with this fellow. Oh, wait a minute. He's attacking at disadvantage.
Well, does he stand up first? That's what I wanted.
No, he's not the one that's prone. Oh, wait. He is the one that's prone.
The
Yeah.
one that's prone is-
Okay, so he's not the one that attacked Hildy. Actually, should have been at disadvantage.
Oh.
Oh,
No,
we'll remember
the
that.
one-
Yeah. So let me back up on Hildy real quick and roll one more dice to see if that would have hit. Would a 14 hit?
It would.
Okay, all right, so that doesn't change anything. So yes, this guy is standing up and making an attack against the bear at his regular attack. And what did I say, 19 and 1, so 25 and 1. Mm-hmm. So 25 hits, and she takes 8 points of bludgeoning damage and 2 points of piercing damage from the one strike. And then we're going to see what the natural 1 does.
How much damage did I take?
8 and 2, so 10
10. Cool.
total, and then 19. Same thing. This one trips over its own feet with the tentacle and goes prone again.
Is it still vibrating, or?
Yes, it is back to shifting
Cool.
at this point. And so that's it for its turn, bringing up Hildy.
Okay. Lily's not happy with this thing. So, she's going to use one of her mentalist powers. It's called Psychic Barb. It's not a ranged attack. So how would it work against a displacer beast? They just make their save as normal.
Yeah, unless it requires a spell attack or a discipline attack.
Nope,
then-
they have to make a wisdom save.
Yep. All right, they'll make a wisdom save against...
Again.
Oh, they failed.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah.
So it takes 8 psychic,
Okay.
and I will know where this thing is for the next hour, as long as we're on the same plane of existence, and it cannot be hidden from me.
Okay. It's not hidden from you now.
I didn't know if it planned on going later.
But, yeah.
For an hour.
Yes, I don't think it affects its shifting ability.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
But if it does disappear, you'll know where it is. Okay, anything else from Hildy?
No, because if she moves, she'll get attacked.
Okay, Kiva the bear.
Cool. Bonus action rage.
Okay.
You see as this bear becomes illuminated by this kind of like luminescent green light, swirling in patterns of what looks like fiery rage at the face, but as the fire continues down her back, you see like tattoos and druidic symbols outlined.
All right.
And then she turns around from this displacer beast that's on the ground, not disengage. She's just going to run straight at this one, attacking her compatriot.
Okay, so she'll take the opportunity attack?
Oh, yeah.
They get an opportunity attack if they're prone.
Yeah.
No, maybe not. That's a good point. I think if they're prone, they don't.
I don't think
I think you're right. So go ahead and make your attack against that one.
Is it vibrating?
Is it? Yes, this one's shifting.
Cool.
Wait a minute, wait. That's the one that Hildy just hit, right?
Yes.
No, it is like now not shifting.
Cool. That'll be a 24 to hit.
That hits. Yeah, it hits.
All right. Oh, plus my... And then I get to add some page damage to this one.
Not a lot.
No, not for this one. This one is first I bite its... I lean forward and I try to bite its throat out.
Okay.
That does 6, 12
Okay, good.
piercing, 12 piercing damage.
Okay, good growls, egg lays right into its neck.
And as I have my teeth like in its neck, I'd like to try and claw its head off.
Now, are you?
I can multi-attack.
No, it's fine.
No, I think you can ask
Oh.
the culture.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
no, I meant like,
Just making that attempt to do the maximum amount of damage.
Yeah, just
Specifically, yeah.
that wasn't me.
They can take attacks while prone.
Oh, it can take the.
I just
Okay.
looked it up.
All right, cool.
Cool.
I'll take care of that after we're done with this.
And then I am going to, what? That's shit. I'm gonna, tell me, does a, 1 sec, that's a 2 plus 5, 7. Does I think I get a plus for raging. Does that, would a 9 hit it?
No.
Oh, I forgot what ability I have. Okay, cool. Then I'm going to just stay put.
Okay. All right. So the opportunity attack against you is a 13.
Meets it. Meets my AC.
Okay, so then it does hit.
Meets my ferocious AC.
Okay, so 9 bludgeoning plus 2 piercing for a total of 11 points of damage as you
So-
charge away.
5. Or-
Right. Okay. All right, so that's it for Kiva. That brings up Dick here.
Hey, Druid! Your spell cocked up. This isn't like any enclave I've ever seen. 15, 20, 25, attack. With advantage, if we're flanking. So first attack is going to be a nat 20,
Nice.
Yay.
which is going to be a 26 on the d30.
Okay. Let's see what that does. By the way, I haven't explained how I do flanking rules, but that won't affect what you just did right now. I'm not going to go back on that. But the way that we use flanking is it doesn't give you advantage because there's too many other things that give you advantage, and you can't stack advantage. And so what I like to do is instead of advantage, we give you +2 on your attack.
Okay.
So in this case, you could actually get the +2 and advantage if you were in that situation, which you would be because you're next to an ally. But it doesn't apply for this. You get your nat 20 anyway, and what'd you roll?
On the damage, I haven't done.
No,
on
on
the
the,
d30 it was
yeah.
26.
And which type of weapon are you using?
I'm using a short sword. Piercing.
Okay, all right, piercing 26?
Mhm.
Okay, so you slice right into its shoulder. You can feel the sword slicing through the tendons and the sinew, sticking in the bone for a moment before you pull it out. It roars with anger as it jerks back against you, and you just see just a spurt of blood come out, and it is kind of weakened as it limps
It's about to
on.
be weakened. So I
On one
rolled.
leg.
I'm doubling all my
6
dice.
legs. So
So that's going to be 66 I'm about to do to it. So that's 7 on the first two, 4, so 11, 10, so 21, plus 3, so 24.
24. Wow, big hit.
What's the damage? And then I'm going to do the same thing where I point my other sword at the one laying down, and it just hears like this chorus of people's death throes in its ears as my eyes darken again.
And it takes 1 point.
It takes a d6, which is 2 this time, and
Okay.
damage.
So this one that you just struck is looking pretty rough right now. Anything else from Dick here?
It's 20 feet, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Go right ahead.
Okay. All right, so we're at the top of the turn order, and the one that is on Hildy, okay, he's now striking at the bear. Actually, he's going to have one tentacle going at the bear, one tentacle going at Hildy. So one at each of you.
As it goes at Hildy, my sentinel feat
Okay.
activates.
There it is.
Yeah. I'm going to use my reaction to make a weapon attack against the creature.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and do its attack first. So 22 against Hildy.
I'm going to hit repel again.
Okay, so it'll repel that strike. And a nat 20 against the bear.
Okay.
Can you stop rolling so well?
This is odd. I normally...
So many crits and so many fails.
I know.
I don't think I've seen the D30 get this much action in the entire campaign so far.
We're lucky.
Okay, so again, the same similar action is what it's been doing to itself, the other one anyway, but as it somehow manages to sweep under you and knock the bear prone. You'll still get your attack, and it'll do its damage against you as well. So I'll get that out of the way real quick. 14 bludgeoning. Ooh, and 9 piercing. So 14 and 9 against the bear.
That's 14 plus.
Yeah, 14 and 9, which is 23.
Yeah, 23, then cut in half is
11, yeah.
Okay. I'll take 11.
And the bear's prone. And go ahead and get your sentinel attack against it.
Well, do I do it with disadvantage because I'm prone? It's melee attack?
No, it's actually happening all at the same time.
Cool.
So yeah, it was hit before, right? So
That one was cocked, though.
Your dice suck.
As you're falling down, you're clawing at it.
Ugh. Does an 11 hit?
no. So unfortunately, that whole move just kind of discombobulates the bear as he goes down. She goes down. I assume it's a female bear.
Yeah. I mean, I
Hope
could.
so.
I could be a male bear if I really wanted to, but
Yeah,
I don't
really.
want to.
I mean, you could.
I want to know what it's like to have a pings.
All right, so that's it for that first attack, and then the other one's going to get up.
Not it.
These things are vicious. Put it 5 feet away from the bear.
Awesome.
Yeah,
This is why I'm here, man.
this is why you're here. I mean, what this character is designed for. 19 and a 10.
The 19
12.
hits, the 12 does not.
Okay.
Because I have shenanigans.
All right, so 10 bludgeoning
That's
and
all
4
you do.
piercing, 14 total damage from its strike.
Okay. So that's 7.
Are you dead yet?
Yeah, so
No, the bear's still up.
All right.
he's up, but he's down.
Even when the bear goes down, she'll still be up.
Yeah.
And you hear the voice of Kulani once more. Come forward now. Hilda, you're up.
Okay. Hildy's gonna cast Fast Heal. It doesn't do a lot, but it's something. It is, because now I lost my less shield. Up to 6 creatures, 1d4 plus my discipline mod. Nice. 4, and my discipline mod is currently 2. So we each get 6 hit points back.
Okay. So all of you
We
feel
each? Me too?
the rush of
Oh,
energy.
Oh, I guess you're not dead.
I was fine, but thank you.
Wait, how many hit?
6.
6? Ooh, back up to 10.
to
Well,
heal
10 bare hit
wounds.
points.
Nice. Anything else from Hildy?
If it's attacking somebody else, would it still get the attack against
If
me?
you're within if you're within its range.
Yeah, then no.
Okay.
That's it for
All right, so it's gonna bring up Kiva.
Okay, 15 feet of movement to stand up.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I am
go for
gonna
it.
do something.
Do
Fla-
it.
I didn't realize Flash Hit was a bonus. Hildy's going to attack this thing with her sword.
Okay.
Because that's what she...
Is she within 5?
Yes.
Okay.
She missed.
All right. That was quick. All right, so Kiva.
Okay, I'm gonna stand up with my 15 feet of movement. And I'm going to recklessly attack the fucked up Displacer Beast,
Okay.
which gives me advantage and them advantage against me.
Right. But it hasn't been hit this round.
Which means
Or wait, last round it was hit, right? Or
Yeah.
not?
But I think it had its turn since then.
Okay. So yeah, it did. So it has not been hit yet. So that's gonna just cancel it out. So it's gonna be just a regular roll.
oh yeah, that's why I did, so that way I don't have disadvantage.
Right. There you go.
Okay. This one I'm gonna try and fight it. That is a 15 plus
That's gonna
5. Cool. And that would be 3 plus 4 plus 7 plus 2, so 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
How's it looking?
Not great. You can see that the various injuries and the fact that it's kind of slowed a little bit because of the injury from the shoulder injury, as it's kind of almost made that one of its 6 legs immobile or unusable. Yeah, this guy's having a tough time.
Want to finish this? Or, I still have advantage because I recklessly,
Yeah, you can have the advantage the whole round.
Cool. So do I have advantage to hit it now because I've hit it?
I believe so. Isn't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a 9 and a 9.
12 hit.
The fates have rolled 9 plus 5
It
is
is.
14. Cool. And then that is 2d6 plus 6. That's 5 plus 6, 11 more points of slashing
Okay.
slashing
Yeah,
damage.
still
this
up,
time.
but you can see that it's just bleeding profusely.
And I'm going to use my bonus action to expend one of my spell slots to heal 1d8.
Okay.
I get back 6 hit points.
All right. Okay, so it's going to bring up Dick here.
It's the key.
Dick here.
I don't need the voice of God getting in on the joke. 20.
That's true. I mean, you got to have challenge on that side of it.
It's been hit, so I will be having it. Wait. I will have advantage, right?
Yes, you will. Because it's no longer shifting.
Yeah. That's going to be a 10 plus 5, so 15.
That is.
All right. Sneak attack will be 10 points of piercing plus the regular damage, so 12 plus 3, 15 points of damage.
Okay.
As I ride by again and try to catch it close to the neck as possible.
You watch as it kind of staggers on its feet.
that
The
a
bloody
dry
tentacles.
eye? What you
Bloody
did?
body. Just seems to be bleeding out. But he's still up.
I've seen many gorillas fight this way. I'm going to use my bonus action to attack with my offhand weapon, which will be a 15.
That
Plus
hits.
20, actually. And that'll just be 5 plus 3, so 8.
Okay, and then so with that secondary attack, launching what type of blade? Is it a dagger or?
Oh, short swords.
Oh, the bow short sword. Okay, launching that into through its ribs, you can feel the soft tissue internally. The thing just cries out, and then you watch as like a shadow just dissipating. It disappears into the darkness.
What was the druid's name?
Kulani.
Kalani! Pull us out!
Pull us. I can't. I lost it.
what's your perception?
My passive is pathetic. It's 11.
And yours?
13.
13?
14.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not.
All right.
I'm not proficient in it.
Oh,
You hear the voices from Kulanigan, come this way quickly. And you are, Hildy, you're able to tell that the voice is coming from my direction. As if you had kept going straight ahead. And just to look out into the darkness, all you see is this vague mountain range and other natural structures and maybe trees or rocks or crevasses or whatever out in the darker shadow against the darkness. You don't see a way forward or what you're going toward, but that's where the voice is coming from. Right back at the top of the round, we have one down, and the other one does not appear to be slowing at all as it makes 2 strikes against the bear.
It has advantage.
Holy shit!
How'd that crit go?
where?
I just rolled 2 1s. A 1 for each one of the damn tentacles. I've never done that before.
Called fate.
It's called bullshit. I mean, that's crazy.
Hey, give me those tentacle rolls.
Oh my god. So this is probably not going to be good no matter what.
That's the anime one down the street.
You'll notice I didn't say hentai.
Okay, so
You don't need to mention.
wow, it's weird. So once again, this one trips itself up, goes prone, and
This is a clumsy.
I know. I mean, I rolled. It happens right now. It happens to be 19, and I've rolled that every time for this creature. And then the other one was another stumbling action.
Goes double prone.
Yeah, goes double prone. And it would have to make a dex.
Steps on its own tail.
What would normally happen in this situation it would stumble into an ally, and the ally would have to make a dex save, but it doesn't have an ally around, so it just goes prone. And so that's it for him. Hildy, what are you doing?
Hildy is going to say, "It's this way." She's going to start moving for pat the centaur on the butt to get his attention. Start heading in the direction of.
Are you going to move your full movement, or are you going to
Yeah.
dash, or
Dash off in the darkness. No. I'm just going to move her full.
okay?
he's focused on the fight, so he just like.
Are you going to use an action?
Nope.
All right, so it's going to bring up Kiva.
All right.
So the old lady goes dashing off into the darkness. You can still see her because it's within the short distance from you.
And because she glows.
And she glows, yes.
You are my task. So what I'm going to do, I'm just trusting you. I'm just trusting you. So I'm going to wild shape again into a hyena.
Okay.
Into a large hyena, essentially. So drop this wild shape. The angry bear will jump and become a very large angry dog.
Okay. So right now we're going to pretend that's an angry dog.
Yes.
And then, yeah. So that's what we'll do right now. And then we'll get all the things you can wild shape into for next session.
Yeah, that is my bonus action. Because it has...
The ability to bite through a rhinoceros's foreleg.
No, it has the ability to go very fast. And also it has so many hit points, guys. It's going to go. It has 40 feet of movement, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not disengaging or anything.
Not a good 12?
No.
Okay. So it lashes out and misses.
And I'm going to... Can I use my action to lean forward, pluck Hildy from the ground and try to throw her on my back.
Wow. Okay. So, first of all, are you going to resist?
To a,
Or we can handle this as surprise. You know, it's up to you.
I think it probably would be surprised because it's coming from the darkness from behind her.
Uh-huh.
But realistically, we're just fighting two giant cats. So if a giant dog came up and tried to grab her in the ass, yeah, she'd probably stick a sword in its face.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, well, let's do this. Your passive is
14.
14? All right, so go ahead and roll basically a stealth.
Oh, me? Awesome.
With the hyenas.
Stealth stat. Yeah. No. My hyenas. One sec. How good is the stealth? Am I proficient in stealth? No, I am not. That is a tasty, sexy 5.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so you know she's coming. You know something's coming up behind you. And then you feel it grab at you. And so at this point, it's basically a strength contest.
Okay.
My strength is awesome.
Is it athletics? I have advantage.
Yeah, it's athletics.
Cool. And proficiency.
It's gonna go exactly how I pictured.
That was a
it in my
4.
head.
This is a 5.
Did you win?
No,
Oh.
but I was one number less.
Way too close.
No, but it was it is +3, so that is I rolled 2 5s in a row. So, but it's +3, so that's an 8.
Wow, and you rolled a 7.
I rolled a 4
Plus your
minus 1.
Okay, minus 1. All right, so you managed to pluck Hildy up. Hyena is man-sized,
Nope,
Medium?
still
or is it large?
large.
Okay, so a large creature. So that's good. So a large creature picking up a man-sized creature. What did you want to do with her?
Put her on my back.
Okay.
Just do a toss. Yeah, that.
All right. So you can toss her on your back.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what happens next. So right now, Hilda, you find yourself jerked up and thrown into the air as you tumble back and find yourself lying on top of a mobile furry back.
Luckily, I have animal handlings.
You'll also notice
So I'm gonna-
notice that it's got a faint glowing
I'm
green.
gonna steer this thing.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that works out in a minute.
All right.
Anything else from Kiva?
Nope, I'm back to full hit points.
All right. So.
Except wild shaped again.
All right. So that brings up our center friend.
What about the horses?
10, 15, 20. It's still prone, but it hasn't been hit this turn, right?
Still prone, but it has not been hit. Everybody's been running from it.
So canceled out.
Right.
Straight roll. 7 plus 5, so 12, so it probably misses.
Ooh, that just misses.
Bonus action, offhand attack. 15.
That hits.
But you still get your
7.
7 points of damage.
Yeah.
All right.
I do not get sneak attacks at all.
Right.
You're right.
So it growls and it hisses at you as you strike it. It still looks pretty strong.
25, 30, 35.
Hurry up.
All right.
I'm just gonna replace myself with the horse. So
There you go.
All right.
All right, so go ahead and right himself. And at this point, he's probably pretty confused. Looking at the hyena with Hildy, the glowing Hildy. It's kind of flopped over its back. And then the half man, half horse that just, pretty much trampled him as he ran by him. I'm just going to make a straight, even odd roll. Now, you got to be odd because this whole situation with Hildy is very odd. So, and then we'll give Dicker the even.
congratulations, you're the normal.
Okay, it's going to go after Dicker.
Oh, he's going for you, Dickie.
Well, he did just stab it.
Oh. My sister used to call me Dickie, and she's dead.
Is that why she did?
Did you do
I don't
it?
have to miss that.
So he comes bounding up to you. So just put 5 feet between you and him. And he makes 2 strikes against you with his tentacles.
He's like glancing over his shoulder, starting to run fast.
Ooh, a 10 probably misses.
Wait.
Thankfully, well.
Can he attack?
Who?
The displacer. He stood up this round. Isn't that
Yeah,
attack?
that's half movement.
Oh.
Yeah, and he's only 20
I
feet
don't
away, right?
like this
Which I
way.
think is bullshit because it takes her 15 minutes to get up from prone and it takes me 25.
Yeah, really. So 10 misses?
Yeah.
And how about a 17?
17 will hit.
Okay. All right, so you get hit by one of the tentacles, this angry beast. 6 bludgeoning and 6 piercing. For a total of 7.
Boy, hell.
Takes like a good dash of my rump off.
Kind of like the other horse that he ran off earlier.
Not a fucking horse. That's not an accurate comparison.
And, from the back, he can't tell the difference.
Except for the human shit. It takes up
He's not that smart.
in place of a horse.
Tastes the same. All right, so it's gonna bring up Hildy. Now you're flopped over the back of this hyena
I am.
in motion. You're gonna have to make a dex save to stay on this thing because he's not holding you, or she is not holding you on.
I am.
Does my animal handling help with that?
Not really. I mean, no. It's more of a dex save just to stay on the beast.
All right.
Unless you're gonna try and do something else that might. I mean, like if you wanted to jump off anyway, you wouldn't have to make a dex
No,
save.
because then it can bite me.
It's true.
I rolled under my deck. That's great, right?
What'd you roll?
Good too.
It's against a DC, so you rolled a 2, yeah.
I rolled it.
Yeah, so
There's no
so
DC
Hildy
now.
goes probably in the same motion that she ends up on the back. She ends up rolling off the back of the creature, and you rolled so badly. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground behind her. What do you want to do? And you're prone, by the way.
So I am going to use an infused discipline, projected thought. Doesn't say I have to see somebody. It says you visualize a creature within range. So I'm going to visualize Kulani and
Okay.
hope he's within 120 feet straight ahead of me.
Okay.
And send a thought saying we need help. We're being attacked.
Okay. All right. And does he have an opportunity to respond to that, or are you just sending a message?
No. It's just me sending.
Okay, got it.
Oh, no. They can reply by expressing a thought unless incapacitated.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was just a send, but
Yeah.
it's a walkie-talkie.
Cool. So the message you get back from Kulani is, "I'm coming."
That's all Hildy can do, but sit there and say, ouch. I
You
guess
get movement if you want to stand up.
she'll stand up and stay directly behind the hyena so it can't see her, and she'll keep going in that direction.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So Kiva, the hyena.
Yep.
So, Kiva is going to keep doing the dumb thing that she thought of because she's not especially brilliant. And she's gonna. Do I spot Hildy? Do I see where Hildy went?
Yeah. I mean, Hildy's only 5 feet behind you. You can still.
I just fell off your back.
Yeah. So you could easily turn and see her, and she's glowing. So.
Yeah.
Ah, it's coming back.
She's gonna do what I don't think you've seen before, and she's gonna do an angry sigh. I don't know if you've ever seen him.
I haven't.
It might actually be interpreted as "I want to eat you."
Yeah.
So I mean, there's ways that it could be interpreted other than just a
Can we
sigh.
speak out of turn?
That's that's definitely.
It's Kiva. I saw her transform. I take you.
Hildy's pretty confused. But so what are you doing, Kiva? Besides sighing.
I'd like to try, and now that neither of us are running, more delicately, like, pluck the back of her cloak, and then gently place it, like, again across my back again.
And how does Hildy feel about that?
Oh, that's very nice. You're a good girl. You are.
Are you let me do it?
Yeah, but I'm gonna scratch her head.
She has glowing tattoos. How could you not know?
Well, she's a hyena, dear. You're about to be eaten by a thing, though.
It was pretty rough.
I reply,
So you don't actually have to be prone over her back if you don't want to. If you want to actually straddle.
I'll ride her and hold on to her ears.
Okay. All right. So you'll be able to rate yourself on your turn. So
and then I'm just gonna use my full movement of.
okay.
Well, how much is it? Is it 40 or 50? I'm gonna use 50 feet of movement to go in the direction that she was running before.
Okay. So 20 feet more as you bound forward, and shook, you disappear through.
We left you.
That's all right.
I assume that you saw where we were going.
Yeah. I was watching the whole spectacle.
Okay. So that's that brings you up.
Bonus action
Thank you.
disengage, see where they went, and that's within 50 feet, I believe. 10, 20.
Yeah, actually, it's only about 20, 30 feet for you anyway, so, because they wouldn't their full movement that before they disappeared, it was like they only went 20 feet.
So I'm basically out at the
Yeah,
start.
boom, you go too. Yeah, and then you're out too.
I skidded with my horse hooves to a halt.
And you find yourself in this green glade. It's nighttime.
Disaster.
Shards of moonlight coming down, filtering through the tree branches, and in this glade, Kulani's standing there, poised to come back through the portal, almost running into you as you guys come bounding out. And he stops immediately. You're no longer in initiative. What has happened? This has never happened before. That I've lost anyone going through a portal. Where did you go?
The moon?
Well, it was a dark forest, and there were giant monsters with tentacles on their backs.
Forests have trees. That was no forest. Scorched land.
Oh, that's the druid, but she's so furry.
Collapse back into a person,
Oh, sorry about that.
leaving you to fall 15, fall the 5 feet.
He just grabs on and he's like on her back. But it doesn't seem to phase Kalani at all, of course.
I've only been through perhaps 3, 4 portals before, and what the hell?
That's what I want to know from you. Going through a portal is normally, as you might know, just you from one place you walk in and you walk out on the other place. There's not normally anything in between. Hilda, you would know that as well.
I think it stands to reason that thing you carry wants something to do with it.
Did you change your mind about where we were going?
You are where you're supposed to be now. Hilda, you
Get distracted?
know
Are you bored?
that. Where do you keep the vial of blood? Okay, you feel fluid running down your chest.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh no!
You
you're
see the vial
lactating.
exactly as you left it. And as you look, you no longer get that sensation.
Oh, there are some very odd things happening, Kulani. We may need your help after all.
I am just very concerned about where it is that you went. Where was this place that you were between the portal?
It was a very dark forest with an empty space.
Shadowland.
Describe it as such.
That would be a good way.
Massive. There were massive cat, long tentacles that were very blurry.
Odd mountain range in the distance.
Would the excuse me? Would the Tuatha Day background of beasts and all that give her any idea what a displaced beast might be?
No.
Oh, that's why she said it was a cat with tentacles.
Yeah, which is an apt description. But no, not something that she's familiar with is anything that, so yeah, totally new to all of you. He seems a little bit taken aback as he refers to this place as the Shadowland, the Shadow World, the place of shadows. We should go. It is time, perhaps, that we find Elder Madoc. And maybe we can all get some answers as to what is happening. This is very unusual.
Before we head out, you think we could get a look at some of your druid magic, a form of healing?
Yeah, so are you looking bad?
I'm about half.
Okay, so you probably have injuries, you're bleeding. Anybody else in the same state?
Yeah.
I have a little bit of blood.
Okay. All right, so Kulani, recognizing this, without even you having to ask, he begins to, you just see him concentrate, and a glow forms around his hands, and he turns the palms outward, and this blue luminescence illuminates all of you. And you each receive, all these ones that I'm rolling today.
I love ones.
Well, you've been rolling just as many 20s.
Could have been a lot better, but it was 18.
Back up. Oh,
Fully heal me.
it's only down 9 points.
It's all of you fully healed back? All right, so you watch as your wounds start to close up, and the energy flowing through you, feeling so much better.
We just brush the blood off.
Well, I'll give it to you. You definitely played your part of the shield very well. You played your part of you well.
I'm the only one I know how to be. If I was anyone else, my clothes wouldn't fit.
Definitely not any kind of magic I've ever been witness to.
I'd say next time
It's not magic here.
I'd say next time we fight, let's start closer together. You know,
I need room to work. But try.
run away as you please.
It's kind of the way I fight.
I have to tell you, I've only seen 2 or 3 gorillas before. They don't fight like that.
What?
Gorillas don't fight like that. You use gorilla tactics.
Oh, no. It's gorilla with a U. G-U.
I called you a gorilla.
Is that a
never
term
been.
that exists in this world, or
That's something equivalent would,
Probably.
obviously.
Yeah.
The Atlantean tower that translates spells. It's having a translation error. It's really good, but it's still Google Translate.
the Tongue of Towers is struggling.
As long as you're,
Tongue of Towers.
as long as you're paying attention to each other, you're hearing what is supposed to be conveyed, in the way that it's intended.
Yes, but I'm still an idiot.
But that certainly doesn't discount a play on words.
Yes, we're going to meet. What's the other person's name?
Yeah, so Elder Maydog. So the silvery white light begins to dissipate from the portal, and Kalani, after healing, turns and faces away from you. He holds his left hand into the air as if to just test, as if feeling the air around him. And in this small glade with the thick body oaks that are clustered all around, the green grass, very pristine looking. Of course, you're familiar with this area as not necessarily as a place where portals go in and out or anything like that, but just as a nice area to concentrate or just have a alone time, or that sort of to meditate. And you hear this shrill whistle that cuts through the silence as 2 massive oaks begin to come forward out of the tree line around you and kind of step in behind the rest of you.
Oi, oi, hello. Nice to see you again. Yes, come please.
Oh dear,
Fakir looks comforted by the trees.
this doesn't look good.
And Filani, he kind of, without even turning around, he just kind of motions forward.
Really, they're friendly if you don't say mean things to them.
I probably will.
And they have these greenish blue glowing eyes that kind of look down at you, but they don't speak. But you can see that these are massive animated oaks. And Kalani beckons you to follow him through a pathway that just opens up in the foliage and the trees up into the area beyond.
We will follow.
As you move forward, you see several other of these tree creatures not all the trees, but every so often as you're moving the 100 yards or so through the forest, they just kind of turn and look down on you. The other two still coming behind you almost protectively. There's not much light except for the moon coming through the canopy of trees. You can see several glades here and there that open up. Some are near a small lake that runs off to the east, and there's another one that's probably about 40 feet in diameter that has a stream running through it. Others are, they all have this thick green grass, some of them quilted with plots of tiny yellow flowers, and there are various female figures that seem to be frolicking, lounging, laughing amongst themselves in the waters, especially. They smile and wave almost invitingly as you pass.
Back.
Kalani,
Hello, dears.
as you interact, Kalani kind of turns back. Pay them no mind.
Well, but they look like they're lonely.
They entertain themselves just fine. In the next glades, you see several young men and women in plain brown robes, standing next to these heavy gray boulders. They all face, all the individuals in there, they all face this heavy-set druid wearing similar hooded robe decorated with feathers and leaves and bones like Kalani. And he seems to be instructing them. He raises his arms, and the massive boulders at the edge of the glade begin to rise effortlessly into the air. The young druids that are there, these acolytes, these neophytes, as you would know them, attempt to parrot his action. And smaller boulders, some of them rising with more success than others. Others just kind of like falling over as they kind of just roll a bit. As Kalani passes with the entourage, the elder druid looks over Kalani, and Kalani just kind of nods back. Bolak. They seem to have a very cordial relationship, and he keeps walking on.
I never really did well on the boulder test. I gave up halfway through, picked up a boulder, and threw it into the forest. And I said that I did the job well. And they didn't say anything back, so that means that I was right.
That tracks for what we know about you so far. I'm gonna reach up and grab an apple off a tree and just sort of... I'll never get used to how small these things are here.
Is it a living tree and it's massive?
As you keep going, there are many more clearings that can be seen here and there as Kalani leads you up this steep hill. It's about 90 feet to the top, and there's a stone circle formed by these huge megaliths, very similar to what you saw, the one that was pressing on Lord Dormont and Remy. And these are all capped with equally massive stones, giving the whole structure the appearance of a ring that's interconnected arches. In the center of the ring stands three druids clad in similarly styled robes. The eldest holds a staff of polished wood, and his robes are more white than brown. And you can see these strange druidic designs that are carved into that seem to glow faintly from within into the staff. And then through the archway itself, the several archways, you can see over the forest to the horizon in every direction. And so it's elevated that high above the tree line. And as you enter the area, through the arches and into the center of this Stonehenge type megalithic area, the druid bearing the staff looks up with the other two and begins to walk forward. Karate, my old pupil, it's good to see you. Kalani holds his hand to his heart and smiles broadly. It's good to see you as well, Adamedak. Elder then looks past Kalani, and you know this elder, but you haven't had a lot of interaction with him. He's like high level. I see you brought company. Something the matter?
Oh, something is definitely the matter. I've had a very bad day, and you've endangered me once.
If I may.
I think your portals are broken.
If I may, Kulani kind of breaks in. This is Elder Madoc, overseer of the Enclave and keeper of the lore. Tell him what you seek.
I don't know what I seek. What I do know is that we were sent to get the blood of the king that never was. Against our will, we did that. All my friends are dead. Your druids came to help save the city of Remy, so I'm grateful, and I came. But I've been attacked once on this journey to see you, and I still don't know what you want from me. I have new friends, and I'd rather they don't die too.
He looks at you quizzically. Why does he think that I want something from him? He brought him to me after all. He's
Because
looking
I
at
was told to come here by him.
I brought to the Twelfth today and her friends because I thought maybe you might be able to help. This Shimsheim is what it was that was leading the undead horde mentioned the Radiant Crown. At that point, you see Elder Madoc his eyes just kind of widen a bit. And the other two behind him, you kind of look at each other quickly and then look back as if trying not to be noticed. I see. And then it's good that you brought me. You brought her to me. Do you know what the Radiant Crown is?
I only know that Dormont said it was pure and good like him. But I didn't see much goodness as my friends were torn apart by the undead.
But he didn't tell you where it was.
It's a crown. I'm guessing that it's radiant in nature.
But he didn't tell you where it was.
No, he told me to seek it.
So maybe that's why Kulani brought you to me.
Do you have it?
Sadly, we don't.
Then that wasn't much help, Kulani.
But if you listen to him, Elder Madoc will be able to give you the information that you need to find it. Please be patient throughout the day.
I've had a very bad day.
I understand.
I'd say it's been bad several days at this point.
Why don't you sit, all of you? You see these stones start to rise up out of the ground, just to level behind Hildy and Kiva, where you could easily sit on them. As if they were all stand. There's no stone rising up.
That'd be just like one coming up in the middle and you just kind of like pop up.
Like the back of a chair.
Yeah.
Like a horse asleep, they curl up their legs and then they poof.
I can't stand it, but I just take a pillow and put it against the wall and lean up. Well,
Trying to imagine how you actually sleep, and my brain just doesn't compute.
Do it.
sometimes.
Yeah, but like
Not a horse.
the horse. What does the horse part lay down and then like the body flop?
It leans against the wall.
The dredge is just like,
It will forever remain a mystery.
I'd like you to remember that I am also a druid.
Elder Madoc sits on the stone that rises beneath him. The Radiant Crown is an obscure Neurozeri legend. It's centuries old. Many interpret the crown as a relic of Suna. It's not. From what I recall, it was broken into 3 pieces for reasons unknown to me, before disappearing altogether. If you're thinking to find the thing, start the Neurozeri. They also have the blood of the Shimsheim, king that never was. Kalani pipes in, but I do not understand its purpose. And Elder Madoc looks at you, Hildy, and glancing at all 3 of you, but mostly you. Do you know the purpose?
No. So here's what happened.
And Hildy is going to regale them with the arena, and the vibrations in her head, and the demons, and the fat man, and then going on the thing, and then the vibrations in her head, and the troll, and the troll biting Jolo as it says smells like Merlin, and then getting to Remy and blah 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 blah. And she's
Plays out the whole thing?
Yep.
I'm listening with
I get bored.
So the last, the last 12, the first 12 episodes, she does.
Gotcha. And they seem to be aware of much of that, as far as the things that happened in Lionsgate and what happened to Remy. You're filling in, of course, the details of what happened with you specifically that they wouldn't know. And when you mentioned the Fat Man, Kalani looks at Elder Madoc, and Elder Madoc just nods. And then they listen to the rest of your story.
And you guys are caught up too.
I have a notepad and I'm ready.
I pay attention to a few words that you say, and then I see like a butterfly, and then I catch it.
It's nighttime, it would be a moth.
It'd be a firefly.
All right.
I catch it, and then I let it go, and then I hear it, pay attention, and then I find another firefly and I catch it.
And even before you finish, Kalani
Yeah.
interrupts for just a moment. I must take my leave. May you alone your journey. And he just glides out. Unless you do anything to stop him, or say anything to him, he just glides out and leaves.
Did I miss something? How does the Radiant Crown play into what we're doing, other than the fact that it was mentioned by you and Lord Dormont?
Well, we don't know. Because then they dropped a rock on him and he went swish. I think he was just about to tell us.
So we're going by the word of your enemy to find it.
It seems so. But stranger things have happened in my life. Let me tell you about this one. Never mind, you won't want to know that.
Alright, well, I'm just making sure that's where we're at.
I don't know what the purpose of the Radiant Crown is. I know that it's said to be a powerful relic. What it's for, I don't know. Again, I tell you, it's said to be broken into 3 pieces. 3 pieces could be anywhere by now. In such a long time. But the Neuros area is where you need to start, as I said before. I can get you there, I can get you close. I can get you the Korth. From there, you're on your own. But there's a man who may be of great help in Korth. His name is Lucius. Well, you'll just have to meet him. He might have some insight to give you further direction. And I know there's a document there. There's writing on the wall that few can translate. And maybe you can help with it.
Well, I have to say, not very fond of running around like an errand boy, but I don't actually have anything else to do. So, how do we find Lucius and Gorth?
And Korth.
Of course,
Yeah, Courth.
I knew that.
I'll take you to Korth. I'll send you to Korth. I'm not going with you.
The portal?
The portal.
Oh, those were fun.
That was a bit of a disaster.
Bloody mentioned that you had a problem with the portal. Something with the Shadowlands.
Giant monsters with tentacles on their back that tried to eat us.
Well, we'll
I'd
see if
say
we can
that's
avoid it.
fine. Next time we go through the portal, I'll just already be angry. So that way when they come through, I'll just eat them.
Giant cats with tentacles and a really ugly, angry hyena.
Excuse me?
You didn't see the hyena? Rabid dog walking around. That's a bit of payback, alright?
you know.
Well, what else do you know about what's going on that can help us? If we were sent here for help, and all you know is to send us to somebody else, this doesn't seem like the most efficient use of our time.
I tell you what, give me some time to consult the lore that we have here in the Enclave. See what else I can find out before you go on to court. It may take a few days. You're welcome to stay here at the Enclave if you like. Argyllshire is also not too far away. If you want to go trade with the...
Oh, I forgot to tell you. There's a halfling in Argyllshire that I have to kill because he stole some of our stuff. Not my stuff, because I didn't trust him. But everybody else trusted him for some reason, even though I said, he's a stranger. He's looting a dead body. Why would you trust him? But he said, we should go to Argyllshire and kill a turtle because they have a turtle that's eating people. But it's probably because they're very little.
I've heard something about that. I assume it's a sea creature that's some sort of, maybe a winter landlocked. You couldn't get back through the lock. It happens once in a while.
I have no idea.
They're offering a
So
sizable
there are
offering.
these animals. It's like a
I
lizard.
know what a turtle is.
Oh, I didn't know.
I've never seen a turtle big enough to eat a hoffman.
Well, hofflins are very small, you see.
And turtles are also generally very small.
But sometimes they grow bigger. And I would imagine if they eat hofflins, they get really big.
I'm not the strongest swimmer, but I can go. Better than
Oh.
hanging out here with all of these peace-loving kitties.
I also have to kill Hammy, so that's bad.
Well, you're only a couple of days from Argyllshire. If you'd like to go, maybe by the time you get back, I'll have better information for you. When you get to Quarth, Lucius will be able to help you a bit further, but I doubt he'll have the answers that you seek either. You're just going to have to go there to Neurazeri, and that's quite the journey on its own.
Well, I imagine that's what we'll have to do. I'm not mad at you, per se. You druids did help. But, as I said, it's been a rather trying 24 hours or so. And I'm probably going to have to come to some new realizations of being without the love of my life anymore. That part's sad.
He kind of stands up. That's a sad tale. So,
It is,
You're
but I
welcome
have
to-
a new friend. He's very handsome.
yes. Well, that's yes. Yes. We've got a glade for you to stay in overnight, where you can get your rest. And you'll wake up fully healed, although you look well enough now, and rested by the morning. If you decide to go to Argyllshire, we'll help you get there. If you want to go straight to Quarth, we'll help you get there too. But I recommend that you wait a few days. You can go to Argyllshire if you like, or stay here, it's up to you. See what I can find out, and then go on to Quarth.
Jolo did want to go to Argyllshire, so I think we should go.
He turns to one of the other druids and just kind of does a nod. And he comes forward. I'll take you to the glade now where you can rest.
Okay.
And Elder Madoc just kind of moves off with the other druid. This way.
I'll ask the druid.
Do you believe in Suna?
I do. Don't you see the symbol of it? You see that he's got, aside from the druid symbol, you can see that he's got other symbols that relate to Suna, hanging from, leather thongs and stuff, like the feathers and the leaves and everything else, but also like sun symbols.
I need you to say a prayer for my dead friend. He
I'm happy
believed
to do
in
it
Suna
for you.
very much.
Why don't we include in the blessing of the morning, your friend in our blessing of the morning, and that way we can raise, is it he or him?
He.
His
Jolo.
name.
I
His
think
name
he was
to the
a
rising
he.
sun.
I never actually saw, but I think he was a he. He was going to show me any day if he wouldn't have died and been eaten.
It's a sad story.
I think all my stories are sad now.
I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, most people today I've met, it hasn't only been a few. Mostly happy people, I thought.
That's because they don't remember.
No, I see. Well, in any case, here's the glade. When you get there, you see that there's an open area with the moon shining down its light into this beautiful glade with grass, a stream. It's about 30 feet in diameter, not too huge. Trees all around. You don't see any of the animated ones that you saw earlier. And there is it doesn't seem like a campground. So you don't see a place to light a fire or anything like that. It just seems like this pristine area. And although as you're walking from the hill down through the forest, it's just quite chilly. As you walk into the glade, it suddenly turns into this beautifully warm ambient temperature, like a spring day. It feels perfectly comfortable. And he walks in with you. It's getting late, but if you'd like food, I'll have food sent to you. So do you?
Probably.
Quite like that.
All right, we'll do so. I'll have some refreshments sent to you. And would you like to be woken in the morning, or?
Well, I think I want to watch your service in the sunrise.
I'll come
And
get
then
you
I
just
can be
before
done
dawn.
with that part of my life, I guess.
Yeah, then I will myself come get you just before dawn.
Can I ask you a hypothetical question?
He turns to leave.
Oh, it's just one of this. If we hacked off a piece of you while you were in your animal shape, and we ate it, would you come back to your human shape and full? It's just in case we get hungry on the road.
You know, that's actually not as strange a question as you think it is. So when I was over in the like on the Isles, it did actually get to the point where there was rationing, and it was a very long winter. And like, it wasn't me, but some rival clans decided to try it, and it turns out that when a druid wild shapes, you eat the wild shape. Well, first of all, when you kill the animal, they die, and they revert back to human form, so the battle just dissipates. But if they're still alive when you do it, it turns out that the meat just turns into a gelatinous goo, because we're not actually in another shape. We're kind of like taking matter from the universe and shaping it into our own bodies. And so, like, that ectoplasmic goo kind of just, like, fills you with acid and poison. I mean, that's why when that's why when I'm not wild-shaped, but I still call upon the magic to attack, it's still acid damage. Or it's still, like, an acid slash.
What she said.
So who's hungry?
Oh, I could kill for something.
Before long, food is brought to you, refreshments, cool spring water, and various fruits and vegetables that are wildly grown, things that you would expect, in an enclave. To you, this is natural fare. To the rest of you, it's not quite your tavern fare, but it's certainly filling, lots of protein, very good. No meat specifically, but
Yeah, I'm disappointed, but I'm disappointed by expected at this point.
I'm disappointed in the size.
and that's not always the case in a druid enclave. Just that's what is being sent over this evening. And then you're left to your own devices to get your rest or to explore the enclave further. It's entirely up to you.
I don't think there's much to explore.
It's definitely not Silverlands, to be sure.
Probably best to go to sleep. The quicker you fall asleep, the quicker you'll wake up.
I suppose that's true. Are we really going to go on behalf of a Hoffman?
No, we're going to go hunt the turtle on behalf of my friends who are going to hunt the turtle. And then we're going to kill the Hoffman who stole from my friends.
So we're going to we're going to murder a turtle and then a hoffin.
Well,
That is our plan currently.
I think Styx liked him, so I might not kill him. But I'm going to give him a very stern talking to.
Styx being your human friend that absconded with you.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I'm not. I don't want to be. I don't have anything else I'd really want to do.
I kind of wander from place to place, and I just do. Sometimes things are good, sometimes things are bad, sometimes things that are good turn bad, sometimes things that are bad turn good.
I just don't want to deal with my own problems. So this sounds like a great idea, and we should definitely kill the turtle.
Seems like you understand your trauma on a very high level. But you acknowledge that you're avoiding dealing with it.
I'm still a druid. I still meditate. I still have to connect with nature. I just like killing better.
So, to connect with nature, you're going to kill a turtle.
If
You
it
turn
makes
into a
you feel
rabid
better, we
fish.
should eat the turtle.
I'm not quite the best at aquatic shapeshifting. That takes more time and practice.
So,
I mean, I think.
Let you eat the halfling.
dude,
I will say this.
I'm a vegetarian, but thank you.
You're a vegetarian.
I am.
Oh,
That's a Sylvan
horse.
word for people who can't hunt.
Recurring theme.
He like just gets a DSOD in his eyes and curls around in his horse. So his horse body lays down, and then his human half like lays on the rump like this, and a little ball.
Nice.
So just as you guys get to the point that you're getting ready to turn in for the night, sleep is in the immediate future. You're tired. It's been a long day. Maybe not so long, because actually you had your long rest during the day, and so. But from the battle, for sure, you got one level of exhaustion anyway. Just as you're preparing to turn in for the night, a scraggly-haired old fellow smelling of licorice hobbles into your glade. He's wearing a hooded wool cloak like the other druids, and he leans on a gnarled staff. His hood is up to ward off the cold, but he brings it down as he comes in. You can see thick gray beard and mustaches that stick out prominently under eyes, just glittering with what appears to be almost a silent humor. Greetings, friends. Don't mind if I sit with you for a while. He's human. Appears to be human.
Well, we're going to sleep now. But you can sleep here, I guess. The trees didn't kill you, so you're probably not a bad person.
That's all. The name's Rigby. Rigby of Thistledome. And have I got a tale for you? And that's where we'll pick it up next time. So, thank you everyone for tuning in for episode 14, and we will see you next week as we continue the journey now to find the Radiant Crown, or if we end up in Argyllshire dealing with the with the turtle or whatever the sea creature is that's plaguing the township. So a big welcome to our two new players. I'll first introduce Michael, playing the centaur.
I'm playing Dakir Honorgate, the centaur that has received a lot of shit this session. But nice to meet you all. I'm happy to be here. I work as a mailman during the days, and I don't have a lot of free time, so I'm thankful that we have the opportunity to sit down together and do this. And I look forward to continuing it and seeing where the adventure goes. Other than that, I'm a family man, a pretty average guy, and I'm just happy to be here.
Good job. And then we have Camille, who is our taciturn druid, Kiva.
Hail and well met. I'm Camille. I've been doing D&D for like 5 years now. And, I've never really gotten the chance to play a tank, and oh boy, is this gonna be fun. And so like outside of here, I'm in sales, which is surprisingly fun when it's not utterly exhausting, and it's a great time to get to like hang out and be with a bunch of strangers that I sort of know and play games of make-believe. So, see you guys next week.
All right. Thank you, folks. See you then.